Viper Auto Valet down at the detailing barn today. Just doing an unboxing video and just show you some of the products I've recently bought from one of my main suppliers, Slim's Valeting and Detailing. I've already opened the box because I've started the video and then the camera fell off the stand, so I had to start again. So that's why the box is already open. So I'll just show you what I've got. Get rid of the bubble wrap. First thing I've bought, I've got one of these already, but I decided I needed a new one and an additional one for down the barn. Kneeling mat, really good. The one I've got in the van I've had from day one, lasted well. I've bought some others, some cheaper ones from another supplier, but this one just works well. Don't use it quite as much down the detailing barn because I've got the scissor lift, but I'll use this for when I'm outside doing wet work wheels and tyres, arches, that kind of stuff. So it'll come in handy for that, saves me on knees. These are new for Slims. I don't think I've seen these before. These are dilution rate stickers. Really handy. I saw these advertised and I thought that this would be a good idea. Ratios, dilution rates, I kind of got used to all of that now for the products that I use. But I occasionally have someone help me on busy days or if I've particularly got a big job. And this would be really handy to give him some guidance so he didn't have to, ask me, he'd know what was needed. So I'll have one in the van and one down the detailing barn and then a spare one. So that'd be handy. I think that was a good purchase for what they were, not a lot of money. What else have I got? I've got some Roots compounding pads. These are for my mini Bigfoot. These are real open end or open celled machine polishing pad, and I use these for headlight restoration. I find these work really well with a heavy compound. Yeah, these work really well, so I use these on headlights. Don't think I've used them on anything else, just headlights. For the first cut, they work really well. Cut really well, good. More blue. Got some 3M 19mm blue tape. This is the tape I use mostly for obviously masking up. Sticks really well, doesn't leave any sticky residue behind. 3M, you can't go wrong with masking tape with 3M really. Good stuff. It's quite expensive, but it just works well. It doesn't tear when you unroll it. It's just good stuff. So got 5 litres or an American 5 litres or gallon, an American gallon of Malco breakoff. It's not quite the gallon that we know here in the UK, but that doesn't bother me. It's a good product, works really well, and I don't mind paying a bit extra because you're not getting as much, but it's good stuff. So that's another product, really good. It's running a bit low on that. Something I've bought, not used these before, clay mitt. I normally use built Hamburg clay, but I've decided to try one of these clay mitts. So I've just ordered one for now. This is a Freckler one. I've ordered one for now, and if I find it's a benefit, then I shall order another one, whether it be for the detailing barn or in the van, but I've got one for now. Give it a try. See how that works out. I've ordered some small applicator pads just for general use. I generally use these in my Maguire's metal polish pots. I tend to find that they dry out quite quick and then they don't become so adaptable and pliable, so I just replace them. They're not dear, and if it makes the job easier and better, so they also sit in the pot quite nicely as well, so it means you haven't got to keep taking them out and storing them elsewhere and then looking for them or whatever. So they just sit in the pot, so that would really benefit. I forget what I've ordered sometimes. Got some Valet Pro detailing brushes. These are for general purpose use. I use them interiors, exterior, nooks and crannies, things like that. I use a variety of brushes for nooks and crannies, and I generally use them for one thing and then downgrade them to something else once they start to look a bit worn or tired, or I feel that they've done their work, and they then move on to another task. And the little loop in the end, hopefully you can see that, is really handy, because what I do is I put in a coloured cable tie depending on what the task the brush has been set aside for. So then there's no cross-contamination or confusion, or, you know, you don't really want to use a brush that you've used for cleaning a really dirty area to then use on an interior. So I'll keep them colour-coded. It makes things easier. It makes it easier at the end of the day when you're putting things away, you know exactly where they go, or if you're, or like me, sometimes I'm working with someone else. Like I said, I've got someone that assists me on times now, and it means that he knows what brush is to be used for what area. That just keeps things simpler and safer. I've bought some Kosh Chemi. I use a lot of Kosh Chemi products. This is plast for trims, plastic trims. I used to use a Auto Finesse product called Revive, and it was something I bought and used from day one, and it was a petroleum-based product. It worked really well, didn't have a fault with it. It really did a good job. Ran low, reordered, and when I received that new order, I noticed that it looked a different colour, it smelt different, and I looked into it a little bit, and I believe that they've now switched that product to a silicon-based product, and I don't use silicon, don't like using silicon. I could be wrong, but I'm quite sure that's what it was. So I decided to look around and see what other options there were out there. I'll still use that, but not on clients' cars. I'll use it on my own, use it on my van, you know, so it won't go to waste, but I just won't use it on clients' cars, because I like to say I don't use any silicons. So, and certainly if you're doing bodywork shop stuff, you know, it's best to not use silicons wherever you can. So hence I've going to try some new stuff. So this is a Kosh Chemi product. Like I said, I use a fair bit of their product. They do make some really good stuff. So hopefully that'll work well as well. I bought another Kosh Chemi product, again for trims. This is what's this one called? Nano Magic Plast Care. So I'm not sure what happened there. Two Kosh Chemi products, or two different types of Kosh Chemi products that potentially do the same thing. So I probably got a bit click happy when I was doing my order. Didn't really look exactly at what I was ordering, but not to worry. I'm sure they'll both be really good. And all I'll do is I'll do a bit of research and see if there's any difference between the two. There must be a difference, because I can't imagine a company like Kosh Chemi would make two products exactly the same, but just bottle them differently. So I'm sure there'll be a difference. I'll work out what it is and see how we go from there. Let's stick to the trim products again. Like I said, I'm looking to try or find a new product to replace the Auto Finesse Revive. So I've got a Chemical Guys one here called Gel, Tyre and Trim Gel. So again, I like Chemical Guys, although they do make a lot of products that appear to do the same thing, but I do use a lot of their products again, and I do quite like them. So I also bought some of that, and I'm going to see what that's like. And then once I've established which product out of the new ones I've got here, and I shall try some others as well, I'll then work out which one I'm going to continue to purchase. So let's have a look. What else have we got in here? Oh, we've got some Auto Finesse satin. This is my preferred tyre product. Once the tyre's cleaned, this is what I dress the tyre with. I use this, or G-Technics T2, which is a brush application product, or I use a brush to apply it. This I use a applicator sponge, but the G-Technics T2 I use a brush. And it really depends on how I feel at the time, and also what the outside of the tyre is like. Is it, you know, smooth? And if it's a really smooth tyre, not much indentations or moulding, then I'll use the satin. But if it's something that's got lots of nooks and crannies or embossed areas, some tyres are really quite heavy, then the application of the T2 from G-Technics is a better option. It's just that little bit quicker, but quality of them both very similar, so that's not an issue. I've got this, this is a new product that I've not had before. This is a matte finish car wash. I've had a few calls now or interest in washing matte finish vehicles. And although I'm sure the standard soap that I don't use wash and waxes, the standard soap would have done, but I just thought that I would invest in something that was specific for matte finish cars. Now this is by a company called AGL, which is part of the Dodo Juice group. I thought Dodo Juice had finished trading, but apparently not. But what they've done is they've released this AGL brand, which is kind of to lift them within the marketplace. I suppose it's a bit like thinking of Toyota. There's Dodo Juice, no snipe intended at all there. And this AGL is sort of the Lexus of the Toyota. That's the only way I can describe it really, and that's how it was kind of described to me, so that works for me really, to be honest. And then last but not least, I've got this Gliptone. I really like these as leather cleansers and conditioners. Really good stuff. I've had it since I started. I was running low on the conditioner, so I've ordered some more. Slightly different bottle to what I had before, but they've just moved on with their marketing, I suppose. I think I preferred the old style actually. It was less flashy looking, but inside the bottles it still does exactly the same thing. So we've got the cleanser here, really good stuff, easy to use, but really works well. So that is good. And then I've got the conditioner. And again, this conditioner is again easy to use, very simple, but very, very effective. And it smells, not that you're going to notice on there, but it smells lovely. And once the whole vehicle's been done, you know, open the door and you can really smell that. And it does smell very leathery, and I'm sure all leathers smell differently, but when you open the door, it just has that leather sort of smell about it. So hopefully that's given you an insight into where I buy from, what I've bought, and why I've bought some of it. So thank you very much. Cheers. More videos to come.